Hi everyone, I'm Rosie and welcome to Vox Yoga. This is a video to release any tension in the hips and increase flexibility in our hips. So when we talk about the hip flexors, that actually involves quite a lot of muscles, but we really want to think about the psoas muscle. This is one of the deepest muscles of our core, and it pretty much joins our torso and our legs. So it's pretty important. So it runs from about halfway down the spine through the pelvis and then attaches to the femurs. So you might think, why is this important to singing? How will hip tension affect my voice? However, your psoas muscles are actually attached to your spine and your diaphragm. So they give us the ability to walk and to breathe. So first of all, any type of tight tension in the body is going to affect our alignment, which will have a knock-on effect on our breath and our voice, but particularly the hips and the psoas muscle, because it helps us to breathe. So this is just a great short practice you can do to stretch out those hips and hopefully feel nice and free afterwards. So we're going to start in a standing position at the front of the mat. So we're going to start with a slow spine roll. So we're just going to tuck the chin and then vertebrae by vertebrae, just rolling down the spine. When you get there, just breathe and relax. Nod and shake the head. Keep a small bend in the knees and you can have a little bit of movement. Feel the breath really expanding the back, the ribs, the belly. And then we'll tuck the chin and slowly roll back up. Spine just stacking. And then last to come up is the head. Great, so we'll start with a couple of standing vinyasas just to get the energy moving and connect to the breath. So find your mountain pose. Hands can come to prayer if you'd like. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, mountain. One more round. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, mountain. Inhale to chair. Bend the knees, sitting back. Arms come up. Breathe here. So keep the shoulders down away from the ears. You'll start to feel a bit of engagement in the core. Great, then plant the palms. We come to plank. Nice big inhale. Then exhale, bring the knees down, come to the mat. Then inhale, forward and up, cobra. Tuck the toes, we go to downward facing dog. Lift the tailbone towards the sky. Breathe here. Slight bend in the knees. Keep the neck relaxed. Great, then on your next inhale, we bring the right foot forward. Left knee comes down to the mat. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Breathe here. And keep the arms where they are, or I like to bring the palms together and bend at the elbows. Just a lovely stretch for the chest. So make sure you don't sink into the hips too much here. So we don't want to tilt our pelvis too much forward. You want to keep it a bit more neutral. So think of a long torso feel that nice stretch along the front of the left hip and thigh. Great, then plant the palms. We come back to plank. Then either bring knees down again, or you can chaturanga forward to upward facing dog, or stay low with your cobra. And lifting seat to the sky, downward facing dog once more. Your next inhale, we bring the left foot forward. Right knee comes down. And lifting the arms overhead once more. Again, you can stay here or palms together, bending the elbows down. Again, feel that nice stretch along the front of the right hip flexor, but not sinking into the pelvis. So keeping the hips facing forward. One more breath. Great, then plant the palms, we come to plank again. Knees down to cobra or chaturanga to upward facing dog. And then we come to downward facing dog. You can pedal out the legs a little bit and just breathe here. So imagine someone's pulling your tailbone up to the sky. Heels aiming towards the floor. They don't have to touch. Great, then either walk forward to the front of your mat, or you can bend the knees and jump. We come to a flat back. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, mountain. Let's go for another flow. So find your mountain pose, feeling nice and strong. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Now plant the left foot, we lift the right leg to the sky. And then just open up that right hip, you can bend the knee. Just feel lots of space. Going to do some circles with the right hip, so drawing circles with the knee. One way, and then we'll reverse. Feel strong in the palms, through the fingers. Good, then straighten that leg, square the hips. Then right foot's coming to the outside of the right palm. So we're coming to lizard pose. You can stay here. You can put the back knee down if you'd like. And if you want more, you can come to the forearms. So it's fine for the right knee to fall out a little bit. You can even come to the blade edge of the right foot. If you've got the left leg lifted, just feel nice and engaged. Thigh engaged, knee lifted. Keep the neck long. Breathe here. It's quite an active pose. We'll be coming to pigeon in a minute, so you might want to keep strong in lizard and then have more of a passive stretch in pigeon. Great, then come onto the palms if you're not already. We'll lift the right leg back up to the sky. Come to downward facing dog here if you'd rather, or keep the leg lifted. I'm going to bend the right knee, stay here, or come over to wild thing. So we flip, right foot comes over to the floor, right arm lifts up. Hopefully you've got more space than I have. And look to the sky and just lift from the hips. Should feel really good. Fantastic. Then to come back, we flip onto the left toes. Right palm comes down. Extend the right leg once more. Square off the hips and we're coming through to pigeon. So right knee behind the right wrist. Bring the left leg down to the floor. You can untuck the toe. Totally cool to stay here. It's a really nice stretch. Or you can come forward to the elbows. Again, a really nice stretch too. Or you can bring forehead to the floor. Wherever you are, breathe. Great, and if you've got the forehead down, we're coming back to sit up, planting the palms once more, tuck the left toe, and then we're coming to downward facing dog, or you can take a chaturanga. You can even take a one-legged chaturanga if you'd like, but come to downward facing dog if you'd rather. We'll all meet there. Great, let's go on the other side. So weight into the right foot, lifting the left leg, and then we just bend the knee, opening up, feel that stretch through the hips. Drawing circles with the left knee. And the other way. Great, then extend the left leg, square off the hips, and left foot comes to the outside of the left palm for lizard. Again, you can bring the knee down, or you can keep the right knee down, or you can keep the right leg lifted, staying on the palms or coming to the elbows. And it might feel a little different on each side. Again, if the right leg's lifted, feel the thigh nice and engaged, knee lifted. Breathe here, don't forget to breathe. Great, then back to the palms. Then you can just come to downward facing dog or left leg to the sky. You can stay here or bend the left knee, and then we keep going over to wild thing. Again, pushing out from the hips, lifting the pelvis, gazing to the sky. Great, left palm comes back to the mat, and then squaring off the hips, we're coming to pigeon. Left knee behind left palm. Right knee comes down. Again, it's quite nice to play around here, see what feels best. You can sit up, or as before, come down to the elbows, or forehead to the floor. And breathe. Feel a good stretch and nice breathe. Great, come back, sitting up, palms planted. Then you can just come to downward facing dog or child's pose, or take a vinyasa. Meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here, just take a few breaths. Slow the breathing rate back down. Great, then we're just going to come to a seated position, so crossing the legs at the ankles, or come to sit down. So we're going to come to bound angle like so. Feet come together. And imagine that you're opening your feet like you're reading a book. Again, hands can come to the ankles, the toes. What we want here is to keep the spine nice and lengthened. So we don't want to end up just rounding. We're going to just come forward, but have that motion from the hips. Keep the spine lengthened. If it feels good, you can push down with the elbows to the knees. And if you are flexible, you can come forward further. So breathe here. Great. Then sitting back up, knees come together or come to a bridge pose. So just rolling down the vertebrae to be on your back, feet flat on the floor, knees towards the sky. Just bring the hands to the side, palms to the floor. Just breathe here. Good. Then last posture, bring the feet towards the butt. And then pressing into the floor through the feet, we're just going to lift up vertebrae by vertebrae so the spine peels off the floor. Feel strong through the quads, keep pressing into the floor. Stay here, or if it feels good, you can interlace the hands under the shoulders to draw the shoulder blades together. Pressing pelvis towards the sky. Lift even higher. Inhale. Exhale, we release slowly back to the floor. Great. Little stretch. Our right ankle comes to the left thigh. Stay here, or left thigh comes towards you. You can interlace the hands behind. If you want a little more, you can push the right knee away with the right hand. And release, left foot comes to the floor. Both feet come to the floor. Then left ankle to right thigh. Stay here, or lifting that right, bringing the right thigh towards you. Breathe into that stretch. And release. Make your way to Shavasana, so extending the legs. Do any last bit of movement that feels good. Then bring the hands to the side. And release. Release and relax. Keep the neck lengthened. Feel the belly release on the inhale. Just let the exhale happen. Stay in Shavasana for as long as you'd like, or slowly bring yourself up to a seated position. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you'd like to find out more, you can check out the links in the description box below. I release weekly videos every Tuesday, so hit subscribe to make sure you don't miss out. Thank you so much and have a great day.